Okay. Anything final, Mr. Dean?
More than final, you cut me off last time, and you said you were stating that, oh, the only thing you're saying, if I may make a record, you're cutting him off now again.
If you want to make
I'm trying to make a record. I'm trying to, but you're not allowing me to, if I may speak.
Go for it.
I am attempting to. If you'd please let me make a complete record without interruption, I would appreciate.
I just said go for it 3
But
times.
I'm trying to.
Stop arguing with me. Just make
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to speak, and you're not letting me. So, I was telling you before that it was not just reconsideration because it was not a fair trial, which was a fact. It was not a fair trial. And if I may also share my screen with you,
No, you're not sharing your screen, sir. Again, the motion is for reconsideration. You're asking me to vacate
but you're not.
that order.
I still can't make a complete record.
So if we have a new hearing on it, then at that point, you can introduce any evidence that you like. The motion for reconsideration is you're asking me to vacate an order that was entered back on May
Correct.
27th of 2022 for a hearing that was held in front of Judge Cohen.
But you're
If you want to make arguments as to why I should vacate that order, I am all ears.
Well, I appreciate it. That would mean that I would need to be able to speak so you can hear me. So I'm also telling you that the secondary factor, which is another standalone factor, is fraud upon the court. You may reconsider a motion for fraud upon the court. I know you don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna get that record out. This is fraud, and I'm trying to share my screen with you so I can clearly show you in 2 seconds that she's defrauding you. Brittany Bonner's defrauding you even as she speaks now. I can show you an email that would decisively show you it is untrue what she's saying. Hey, objection, Your Honor. I'm trying to make a complete record, and she's again. How come she's allowed to interrupt me, and you say Miss Bonner, but when I interrupt, you make threats to me?
Just like you did. What is your legal objection, Miss Bonner?
This is badgering. This is an
That's not a legal objection, Your Honor. Please.
Overruled. 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 Continue, Mr. Dean.
I can show you fraud upon the court with her statements she's just made to you that, oh, it was a fair trial and he was recused from something else. If I may share my screen with you, I can show you the email that he would recuse himself from that hearing.
There's an order that he recused himself on October 17th of 22.
Yes.
There's nothing that you need to show me. The order of recusal is on CMS. I have seen the order of recusal.
What she's
So
saying,
what else would you like to argue?
what she's saying is that he recused himself for some unknown reason, but it was not prejudicial treatment towards me. But if I can show you an email sent 2 hours before his recusal, 2 hours before his recusal, you'll see that he was saying, I want to see you guys in person. And I said, you're going to see me again in person so you can put me on the floor outside of your courthouse? Is that what you're going to do? And then he recused himself within an hour. That is not a fair trial. That is absolutely pertinent for you to make your ruling on this hearing. And for you not to see it is, again, denying me my opportunity for a fair trial. Motion for reconsideration can be heard based upon fraud, but you're not even willing to look at the evidence of fraud that I have prepared to show you and I entered into the record. In fact, you granted the motion in Lamine last week because you said that I didn't have evidence on record in time. Now you're telling me that you're not going to see now that I have it on record, you're telling me, hey, I'm still not going to hear your evidence. So then why didn't we do this 8 days ago if you weren't going to hear my evidence anyways? You're tricking me. My kids haven't had a father for 18 months. You are.
I'm not tricking.
You are. And you also last time told me at the end of the hearing, you also told me this was going to be an in-person hearing. We both spoke about that. I'm sure you remember. You did. You asked me. You said, Mr. Dean, are you going to obey my deputies? And I said, I obey all lawful orders. You said, next time you come, if you don't tell me that you're going to obey if you don't obey me, my deputies, I'm going to cancel your hearing, Mr. Dean, if you don't say yes. And I said, okay, yes.
Mr. Dean, I just muted you because you keep interrupting me. So
I did not interrupt.
We have to make a record where one of us speaks at one time. The court reporter cannot take down 2 people talking at the same time. Okay? So I know what I said, and I made it very clear that this motion was going to be on Zoom because it was only legal arguments and only arguments with no testimony, no evidence.